WDOS, where real players get real answers.
Hello, Battle fans, and welcome to the WDOS podcast for Battlefield Play for Free. My name is Shankful, and I am your host.
I am Digital from DOS Clan, and I'm your co-host.
Today we have a very important guest with us. He is well known throughout the Battlefield Play for Free community and the Battlefield Heroes community. Some awesome skull-crushing montages, as well as spot-on tutorials. You might know him from his most famous video, Secret Agent Man, with over 150,000 views alone, and with over 500,000 channel views on YouTube. His name is Shodredux. Welcome to the podcast, Shodredux.
Thank you, Shankful and Digital.
First off, I want to ask you, how did you get into gaming? Just in general, what was the first game you ever played?
The first game I ever played was actually for Nintendo, and it was Mega Man 2, and Mega Man series is actually like my favorite video game series to date still. The reason why behind it is because it was the first video game I also ever beat, before my brother too. So pretty much
nice.
Ever since I can remember. I mean, I've been playing video games ever since I was very tiny. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, cool.
Shodredux, what made you decide to play games like Battlefield Play for Free and stuff like that?
Well, the first time I was ever introduced with any type of real first-person shooter, to be honest, it was actually Counter-Strike for PC, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And then I kind of just went from there. I was like, well, I like Counter-Strike, but I want something a little bit more, I guess, realistic and more, adrenaline pumping. And then I came across Battlefield 2 one day and noticed all the reviews and everything on Battlefield 2, and I was like, well, let me give this game a try. And I put it in, and I remember the first thing I distinctly remember doing was actually seeing a helicopter. I was like, you can fly in this game? This is pretty ridiculous. And I'm flying the helicopter, and I turn over the Apache upside down and totally crash. It was pretty ridiculous.
How many times do you think you failed while driving the chopper? I know when I first started playing Battlefield 2, people hated me to be in their server because I would just sit there and try to fly the jets and try to fly the chopper, and I just failed. But that's what makes me an expert pilot today. So how long did it take you to learn how to fly? Because I know when I first started flying, I failed in a major way. I was knocking my team off the carrier and crashing into the deck of the carrier, I guess, and into the water, and it was I don't know, I thought it was pretty awesome, but how long did it take you to get the hang of it to where you felt like a real ace pilot, I think?
In all honesty, when I was actually, I just got out of high school and graduated, and when I got the game, so it was around 2006, and I remember just sitting there for a week trying to pilot the helicopter and the jets. So it was kind of a mixture back and forth because it was so unusual to me, just the way the mechanics and everything worked in Battlefield 2. So it took me about a good week in order to go through and be, at least a moderately good. To where I actually felt like a ace pilot, I would say about a month for me to get the hang of it. And the only reason why is because during that time, just playing Battlefield 2 is relatively new to me. I mean, I didn't really play 1942 or, I did play Vietnam for a very little bit, but I never got into the planes. Maybe only once or twice I played it, and then I moved on to Battlefield 2. And going through and flying the helicopter, before I got actually moderately good at it, without turning over the chopper, or crashing into people or anything like that, it took me about, I would say, maybe a week in order to actually at least get off the ground and going. Without having to worry about crashing. But in order for me to be an ace pilot or anything like that, I would say it took me about a month because I wanted to go through and learn how to fire the rockets and everything else. So I would say about a month.
Shad, what would you say your favorite vehicle or aircraft in Battlefield series would be?
That is a tough question. Let me think here. I would have to say it would be the jet. Because it's it's very rewarding once you know how to fly the jet, and it's kind of like an art form a little bit, and it's not about going solo in the jet as more as it is helping your team with the jet, because You know, it's cool to be able to have your team, you know, pick out an area to attack, and you be able to assist them by dropping bombs on the area, so that way they can move in and capture the points. So there's a lot of pros with being a pilot, and it's very rewarding because you know, it's also something that's very appreciated among your team.
Now, a question about your videos. What do you think has contributed the most to your success?
The most.
The most.
Well, I'm gonna have to say, like, originally when I started making this videos, it was kind of going off on a whim, and that was just actually, you know, even uploading my Secret Asia Man video. But I'm definitely gonna have to say that you know, EA or Easy Studios was pretty much the primary source, because Secret Asia Man wouldn't have been so popular if they didn't pick it for you know, video of the week or video of the day at the time. So you know, that was something that was relatively new that was going on in Battlefield Heroes when they started doing that up. And everybody just thoroughly enjoyed the videos and submitting their videos, and I just thought, well, why not just give it a shot? And you know, that's why it's got so many views, because it was something relatively new and everybody was getting into Battlefield Heroes, and I guess I just put in my video at the right time. And you know, I never expected it to be really popular, because I was just doing a funny video with some, you know, funny footage. And
Nice, nice. Okay, on videos, do you use like a complex editor, like for those guys that want to create their own videos at home? Like, I know that I'm one of those people, but my videos are lame. I think I have like 300 total YouTube views, and that's because I forced my clan members to watch my crappy videos. But what's what's sort of like editing, and do you think it's good to have a lightly edited video, or like, you know, I'm sure you've seen my video. It's very heavily edited. What is your style of editing? And can you explain the process to us a little bit?
well, as far as my style of editing, what I normally like to go for in my videos is to give something, you know, gives the player the feeling of like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that, or that's absolutely amazing. How did something like that happen? And something that the player can actually relate to. I mean, I could just go through and record, you know, another montage of me just getting nothing but headshots, just like the next guy, or going through and getting a bunch of kill streaks. But you know, it's all about, you know, giving the feeling to the player of like, wow, that actually happened. I'm gonna go try that, or I've had that happen to me before. That's pretty cool, you know. So it's just, that's one of the things that I like to go through and make a point in my montages. It's not just the regular kill; it's all about how it's done or how it's happened. And also, I like to just, as far as the music that I pick for, you know, my montages, I like to have something that's fitting for it, that plays well with what I'm trying to portray in my video. As far as editing goes, I try not to do very much special effects or anything in my videos, and the video software that I actually use is Corel Video Studio Pro X4. I know a lot of people out there like to use Sony Vegas for advanced video editing features, which is really cool. I like a lot of the videos that are out there, but I just like to tend to focus on the raw footage of the kills, or you know, the cool things that can happen in Battlefield Play for free, or any Battlefield game for that matter.
Now, I noticed in your videos, like, I enjoy them because I like listening to the different funny voices that you have and so on and so forth. But you always show one player. Now, where can players request for you? No, where can they suggest for you to make a video because they want to see their name on your video? Where can they do that?
I did make a video tutorial on how to suggest videos on my YouTube channel, so in case you haven't seen that already, you guys can go and check that out. It should maintain your interest too. I made it pretty light and humorous, but in case you don't have the time to check it, you guys can actually submit your video suggestions. The best way to do it would be by sending me a private message in Battlefield Play for free, or Battlefield Heroes. Or if you just want to send me a message in YouTube, that'll work as well. Sometimes if somebody suggests a really good comment on one of the most recent videos that I upload for one of my video commentaries, I'll go ahead and pick that if I have time to look at it or see it. But the best way to do it would be a private message, or a you know, some type of personal message to send me. Just label the title of it video suggestion.
All right. Since you started making videos on YouTube, have you had any odd or interesting real-world encounters with people?
Surprisingly, yes.
The GameStop girl.
Yeah. I'll tell you the story about that. I actually went to GameStop. I live in St. Pete, Florida, and I actually went to one of the GameStops down here. And I'm just sitting here browsing around, seeing what game I want to reserve because I didn't know if I want to buy Tetris or some other game at the time because I love playing Tetris too. I can sit there and play that for hours. But I hear this girl, she's got dark hair. It looked like it was either brunette or black. At the corner of my eye, just sit here. I was like standing there and hearing her talking about, this guy that does commentaries and stuff like that. And I didn't put two and two together while I was there. She's just sitting there talking to like a couple of her guy friends, I guess. As soon as she picks up, one of the things that comes out of her mouth as soon as I'm just, not minding the conversation entirely, she goes, "Yeah, this guy does really awesome Battlefield play for free commentaries." And I'm thinking, well, hey, I do that too. And so I'm engaged and interested now in listening. So I kind of move in a little bit further. And she's talking about how this guy does all these reviews and he does these funny intros and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, oh, no way. She can't be talking about my stuff. And then, I walk up to her and I was like, well, what's the name of this guy's YouTube channel? Or what's the name of this guy that does the videos? And she's like, it's like Shodredux or Shodredux or anything like that. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, no way. I was like, and I just decided to play it up. I was like, yeah, I know that guy. I've seen a couple of his reviews. I was like, what's your email address? He sent me a personal video once that was pretty cool. One of his montages. Have you seen it? And she's like, no, let me check it out. Send it to me. So I go and send her a message on my phone, my email message, which also is shodredux@gmail.com. So I send her the message to one of my videos, and I just put "that's me," in the body line, and she gets my email, and then she looks up at me, and she's like, "No way!" So she kind of just like geeked out on me, and it was pretty cool. It was interesting because I never thought I would expect to like meet in like a real world encounter with somebody, and let alone she was a pretty cute girl. I'll give her that, but she was not within my age bracket, so no, I didn't get her number or anything, so it's just I don't know. She was way younger than me, so
That's probably a good idea for you, Shad.
yeah.
Just let it go.
Oh yeah.
Next time, just tell yourself next time.
Next time I'll let it go.
Next time you won't let it go. This time you will let it go.
This time I will, but next time I won't.
Next time you won't. So watch out, all Battlefield play for free, guys. Shodredux is on the loose.
Don't you mean girls?
Guys, girls. I mean, girls. Edit.
Bloopers.
Oh, this is comedy.
Yeah.
All right, who asked the last one? All right, Shodredux, what is your most memorable Battlefield play for free moment? What happened? Explain what you're doing.
My most memorable Battlefield play for free moment. Let me think about this for a second. Well, one of my favorite moments is usually when I hop in the jet or get the jet first thing and just take right off from the bat. And one of the things I enjoy doing, even though a lot of people don't like it, I'm personally going to say this because a lot of people don't like it, and I'll probably get ridiculed for it, but that's okay. I like taking the MiG side on RU, on Omen, going through and flying to the U.S. carrier and getting there in time before everybody gets their loadout and just running people over and just flying back and forth and just running them over in the jet. I absolutely love doing that. It's just, it's the only reason why I like doing it is because I feel like a little bit of a troll because some of the people just get absolutely, upset and ridiculous, and they'll be like, what just happened? Or they'll just be like, how did this happen? Or spawn camper, just ridiculous stuff like that. And, the thing is like, if you would have gotten to the vehicles in time, you would have been able to take me out perfectly fine. That's one of the things I like doing. Not necessarily on the carrier, but I like doing road kills like on, Omen itself. In general, just trying to find an enemy unit, see him, and if I'm out of like any bombs or ammo, just getting a road kill maybe on the main road there from C to B or B to C, whichever direction I'm flying at the time, just flying on the road. One of the most amazing moments I remember, I was playing with Audacious, and I bailed out of the F-35, and he was in the APC, and I believe he was at B on Omen. And I remember flying the jet, and the left wing clipped him just right and went under the APC and then just stopped. But his APC did a barrel roll flipped back on top and just totally killed me. Like, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and I have not been able to replicate it till this day.
Too bad you didn't record that. That would have been awesome.
I know, and I did not record that. And I was just, I've been trying to record it and get it to where it does it again, but I didn't record it. That day was like a free day for me, and I just didn't record it.
That must have been funny, those flips over.
It was pretty funny, like.
This is your first time on a podcast, right?
Yes, this is my first time on a podcast. I've never
Alright.
been on a podcast.
Shad, what would be your favorite weapon to use and why? And what do you use the most?
My favorite weapon to use and what I use the most, I would have to say the M24. I love that sniper rifle. I just love it because it fits me so perfectly because I like the way it reloads. I know the bullet drop that it has, down pat. It's a rifle that I'm used to, and I've just been playing with it, ever since, Battlefield 2. It's just a rifle that I'm familiar with and I know how to use, and it's just an oldie but a goodie.
Beautiful. I'm an assault class, so I don't really care about anybody else's class. So what gun would you use as an assault?
The gun that I would use as an assault, as of right now, I really like the XM8. Even though it's the newest weapon, the reason why I like it is because it maintains accuracy and consistent damage over, relatively consistent damage over, whether it's close range or all the way from far range. And the sight on it is pretty awesome to use. It has pinpoint accuracy, and the way I normally fire the gun is just doing burst shots. So I don't lay down on the trigger with it unless they're from close to medium range. But of course, at long ranges, I'll just make pop shots to get my kill effectively.
Now,
so the XM8 would be it.
I do have a follow-up question to that. They just released the carbine. I'm sure you're aware you did a review for it, but that seemed like it was a very short time ago. Do you think EA is, at this point, just pumping out guns as fast as they can, or are they actually taking the time and care that they need to make a good balanced game? I bought the carbine. I hope it doesn't get nerfed. You know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about every time I buy a gun permanently. What do you think?
As far as going through and nerfing guns or anything like that, I don't see them going through and doing something like that anytime soon and play for free. I think they're just going to pump out different variants of guns to where it can suit a certain person's play style. Of course, EA's got to make their money somehow, but as far as the recent release with those weapons, I feel that they're pretty much testing the crowd a little bit to see how everybody reacted towards how soon the release was for each of those weapons, because it was relatively short time span between the releases of the first set of new weapons and then the second set that just came out here recently.
What do you think of RPGs and mines?
RPGs and mines and claymores. RPGs, mines, and claymores, oh my. I think they explode very, very, very well. And they get me out of certain situations when I'm playing my engineer class, but I really find it a bit aggravating with the AT mines, how when somebody just goes up to you and throws them on top of your tank and you just die in one hit because it's on top of your tank.
I have a follow-up to that question. Have you ever had someone come up to you, drop a mine by your feet, then shoot the mine with a shotgun and blow you up with it and get a mine kill?
Not from what I can remember, but I think Audacious might have done that once.
By the way, everybody, he's talking about Audacious from DOS Clan.
Yes.
The one and only.
I've also been clayfaced by Badly Burned too, which was pretty cool.
I don't think he's got me yet, and I hope he hears this podcast because I don't think he's got me yet. Anyway, that's a totally different. That was last week's podcast. Now it's your time to shine, Shodredux. Would you think that it's fair if you're playing with your clan members and one of them has a crappy computer, so you just throw smoke grenades at them, just surround them with smoke so they just lag and you could easily kill them? What do you think about that?
I think it's time to upgrade to a new computer because personally, I like using the smoke grenades when I'm using my assault class because that's the way I play, especially if I'm using my shotgun for my assault. It's not that I'm trying to spam you with smoke grenades and crash your computer or anything like that, but it shouldn't really be a problem for you. And if it is, it's time to upgrade, because I'm definitely one of those people. If I'm playing assault, I'll use my smoke grenades as cover and to be incognito or to ambush you. So be prepared for that.
Now, do you think they should I think they should come out with a lag grenade. Something that doesn't necessarily throw smoke, but if you throw it in their direction, it makes their computer lag. Do you think that would be a good idea or no?
I think that would be a fantastic idea.
Wouldn't it, though? They haven't done it in the game yet, and I want to see it. Since we are on the grenades, mines, and explosive subject, what do you think about the flashbang? Should they add it?
I think a flashbang would definitely be an interesting weapon to have in Battlefield Play for Free. I think they should add it as like a tier 3 weapon. If they haven't, I mean, I haven't played the PTE at all lately, but I just think it would be a really good grenade to have, especially for your assault class. If for those that weren't opted to use the smoke grenade.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, basically.
Yeah, because
right.
it's something you don't see. It's carried throughout a lot of first-person shooters, and it would be nice to see it in this one.
Do you buy outfits? Do you buy apparel for your player? If so, why?
Yes, I do. I only have purchased 2 outfits so far, and I've also got my beta outfit that I redeemed for my other characters. The 2 outfits that I got, the reason why I bought them is to actually, kind of mesh with the background a little bit from when I'm playing, because some of the darker outfits tend to seem to have a better advantage in Battlefield Play for Free. Especially with the sites, because a lot of the maps in Battlefield Play for Free are darker maps, and there's not a lot of lighting in certain of the maps other than Omen and Karkand. So I usually have like the darker outfits to go through and run around with, and makes it harder for people to eye up and get headshots only, or to make body shots.
So what you're basically telling me is that you use the outfits for like a tactical advantage. Not necessarily you would buy something that looks badass, I guess.
Yeah, I use it more in a tactical way. I mean, there are some that I would like to just buy because it looks cool. But so far the ones that I've seen, that I personally like are tactical, and they look cool to me, because I know I like the one outfit that, just to give you an idea, the recon that I play actually has the outfit with the the really cool shades, the backwards cap, and the one with the face mask on it, the gray face mask. And I like that outfit. It just looks cool and fits my personality too. So it's me. But for my engineer, I have the black balaclava and the Russian gray camo outfit. So that way it's good for like Dragon Valley, or any of the darker maps and Play for Free.
What would you like to see in Battlefield Play for Free that would help you in your videos?
One of the things that I would like to see is the C4. I would like to see C4 when it comes out, because that would definitely help with my videos. And I just absolutely love C4. It just serves a multitude of purposes for me, and it would just help me immensely with my videos and my ideas that I have and what I would like to do.
Okay. So if there was one thing that you could change and implement immediately in the game, what would it be? What would you have them do besides like tier 3 or anything like that? Because obviously they're going to release that when they want to. But if there's anything else that you can change in the game that's not in the works right now, what would it be?
Let me think here.
Go for it. Dun 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 dun.
I got an idea. I know a lot of the things that aggravate me a little bit is sometimes when I manage to do quick scopes quite well, or when I scope in and turn to my right real quick, it does have kind of like a follow-up lag a little bit, and I can't maintain my shot. So I guess, a few of the bugs that I don't like is, aiming down the iron sights and stuff like that, because sometimes when you scope in, or if I scope in too quick, it becomes buggy and the animation just lags out, or it goes ridiculously crazy depending on, what weapon or what gun I'm using.
Shad, would you like EA to add a replay system, so at the end of the match you get to see the whole match all over again?
Actually, yes, I would, because that would definitely cut down on a lot of the fraps recording time that I would be doing. As well as I would like to see it maybe have like a free cam on it, so that way I can see some of the things, and to make my videos a little bit more intricate, and maybe even doing machinima type intros for a lot of my videos. For the kill cam, personally, I wouldn't like EA to put that in there. The only reason why is because I mean, it would be fine if it was just like a survival type round where you die once and that's it. But if, since Battlefield, you kind of respawn and get back into the fight, I really don't like people knowing my whereabouts or where I'm at in game, so that way it doesn't give away my position or anything like that. It just makes it kind of, personally, I feel that it makes it kind of unfair. I mean, once you're dead, you kind of just got to go through and figure it out. And I mean, I've run into that frustration too, where I just absolutely cannot find a person, but it's so much more rewarding once you figure it out and find the person, and you use the tactic yourself. And then I just feel like the kill cam system would totally not be fair, in game to I just like having my position incognito when I play.
Is there any specific maps that you would like them to see put into Play for Free?
Of course, Wake, hello, and I know they're probably working on Operation Road Rage, but one of the maps that I would like to see, that was one of my personal favorites from the Armored Fury expansion pack in Battlefield 2, was definitely Midnight Sun. It was just a really dark map, and it was really cool to have like the A-10 in there and everything else with like the slower jets on there to go through and do bombardment drops and everything else on there. And it was also a really fun Little Bird map as well. It was just really cool and overall a great map that I thoroughly enjoyed that I feel was really underrated in Battlefield 2.
Do you think they're going to add a prestige system, like say in games like Call of Duty? You know how you prestige? Do you think they'll do that in this game?
I think they'll do something similar to it, but as far as getting like tags or anything like that, I don't think it's going to be that elaborate. I think it's just going to be more, of a ranking of just going through and, upping your status, so to speak, rather than your actual character level. I don't think it's going to be anything more than that.
All right, in addition to that, do you also think that they're tracking stats? I know some people say, oh yeah, they're tracking stats, but what do you think, Shodredux? What does your instinct tell you?
My instinct tells me that they are going to have a stat system posted up on Battlefield Play for Free as far as, what weapons are used, your accuracy for your class, and things like that. But I can see them minutely not having that, and the only reason why is because of the fact that you have to buy your weapons in order for you to use them, so... as far as like past stats or anything like that, I don't know if they're keeping track of that now, but I know they're probably going to have a stats or ranking system here in the future.
What kind of drugs do you smoke before you play?
Well, I do drink Kahlua and milk, so I mean, that's
you're one
pretty
of
much
them
it.
guys.
Dude, I'm like Big Lebowski, okay?
Since I'm a server admin, I want to know, has any server ever kicked you out unfairly, not knowing who you are and thinking you're some hacker?
Yeah, actually, just recently, it was actually the Blunt Force Trauma Clan, I believe, team server. I was actually in there recording the Gaul commentary footage for Battlefield Play for Free, and they kind of just, one of the members, I believe, Fiddler, was actually watching me on the opposite team, and he said that I just pulled a 90-degree angle turn and did a perfect headshot with the Gaul. That wasn't possible, which, number one, I don't even remember doing, but I mean, that's neither, here nor there. After the fact, I talked to them and talked to their guys, and I told them who I was, and they checked me out, and they're like, dude, this guy's pretty legit. So they kind of felt bad a little bit, so, they're no hard feelings were there. It was just that's just one time that comes to mind. Also, and here's the funny part: like not only in Battlefield Play for Free, but also when I played 1943 on Xbox, there was this guy that actually called me out one time, and he was just like, you're absolutely lucky. There's no way that you're this good at Battlefield 1943. Why don't you turn your hacks off on your Xbox and go die under a rock somewhere? And I was just like, are you kidding me? This guy's actually sent me a voice message of this. And the best part was I actually had this recorded at the time because I had Roxio's game capture software, and I just got it. And I decided to upload it to YouTube, and the guy didn't believe me. I uploaded like all the kills and everything that went on, and then he just sent me a message. He's like, wow, how did you record that stuff on your Xbox? And totally like flipped the conversation. It was pretty funny.
Well, since our conversation has totally been flipped, well, I want to thank you very much, Shodredux, for being on the podcast. And I want to thank my co-host, Digital. He's a DOS clan member. Great guy. So is there anything you would like to add, Shodredux? Or would you like to say hi to anybody? Any shout-outs? The girl from GameStop or whatever?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for having me on here for your podcast. I think it's an absolutely great thing you guys are doing. Really cool. I also like to thank EA for making, or actually EA for assisting in publishing, Battlefield Play for Free and all the games that I thoroughly enjoy. Of course, the girl at GameStop, because I didn't think I was going to be that popular to begin with, as well as, family. God, thank you, God, for such an unusual talent. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Congratulations on your Emmy. Well, that's all the time we have today. I want to thank our special guest, Shodredux. He is not from any organization, but you can find him on YouTube. It's youtube.com/user/SHODREDUX. That's youtube.com/user/Shodredux. Or just look on the front page of Battlefield. I'm sure you'll see him on there with Badly Burned, so on and so forth. If you have any questions for us, or if you'd like to be part of the podcast, please go to www.dospones.com. Our alternate website is www.dosclan.formotion.com. You could also apply to be on the show. See the applicable forum. Thanks, and see you on the battlefield.